What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with the one, the only
Gersh1.
And today we're back at it to answer more questions in another installment of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because it gets those questions first. And this video is brought to you guys by viewers like you. If you want to support the channel, you can by hitting us up with a super thanks. If you do, you could ask us a question and we will answer it in the next Greater WAAAGH with an exclusive like thumbnail question thingy. And that is what
Ben903 has done. This question is saying, what are your thoughts on 10th edition so far? Some of the stuff seems that it got underpowered and other stuff got super buffed. Why is that?
So as far as like the tactics and stuff, I think right now everything's up in the air because we don't know fully what's going to go down.
Right. They've shown us Space Marines, Tyranids, Necrons, and Chaos.
Yep.
But just a little inkling as to what and how their armies are going to play.
Yeah, and already like we have a friend who's a Necron player and he was jumping on the whole like, oh, warriors are going down to ballistic skill of 4 or something like that. And then I realized like, wait, they had a ballistic skill of 3? Damn.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because the thing is, like, I feel like they want to get more lore accurate, but at the same time, the tabletop has to be its own identity.
Right.
Like, yes, Necron warriors, they're supposed to be mindless automatrons. Of course, they're not going to be shooting perfect,
Right.
Which I think the BS4 makes more sense. But there's going to be other ways to buff them, such as putting like Necron lords on there, or stratagems, etc., like that.
Yeah, because that easily like breaks the game.
Yeah.
Really quickly. The reanimation has changed a little bit too.
Yeah, so now they gain D3 wounds +1, and if they're still like models that are dead or don't have full wounds, you can now roll to see if they get up.
But overall, I think it's interesting to see that things are going to die slower.
Yeah, because I feel like in previous 9th edition, like power creep was like up here. Guns were like strength 29,000, like AP 8 billion. Like, what's the point of saves? And then they give an armor of content. So there was a lot of back and forth trying to balance the game, and there was no balance. Leagues of Voltan was so overpowered out of the books that they literally had to ban them.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? The army you've been waiting for years gets a new line and you can't even play it.
And it like demoralizes you in terms of playing the game because then it just becomes like, well, if I ever play like outside of just my play group, I'm going to get like murked by the people who
are actually like competitive and min-max.
Yeah. But I guess it all depends on the way you play. I feel like I really like how they've been leaning towards the narrative style of things. So whatever story comes out of 10th edition right off the bat is going to be fun. Tyranids versus Ultramarines.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I wonder how much they're actually going to like support that narrative because we saw in 9th edition the Necrons versus the Space Marines didn't really amount to much.
Yeah, was it that one? I thought it was the Death Guard.
No, 8th edition was Death Guard and Space Marines.
Yeah.
Well,
for a while the Necrons were really strong. So
they had the Void Dragon, the Silent King came back, and then
all I really want is for the orcs to have a good Orktober this year. GW, don't fuck it up, please.
Like every 3 years they get one good one.
Yeah, with new models. But I don't even know what new models. Oh, here's another thing about 10th edition that I'm starting to notice. There is so much buzz online, like Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, Instagram, about 10th edition. People are trying to get like models now before 10th edition comes out and the prices go up because they probably will go up. But I've noticed that like it sucks because all the old models, like the old Orc Boys, the Firstborn Marines, all that kind of stuff, it just doesn't like look the same next to the new 40K stuff. So it's almost like you have to start playing a new game and your pile of shame is just gone now. Like I'm not going to bust out the Horus Heresy like Marines and play them as Firstborn anymore just because that would look goofy. Yeah, so it's like, no, now I have to get Primaris Marines.
Right, and speaking of that, I think they will be phasing that out pretty soon because there's no longer a differentiation between Firstborn and Primaris. Like now, if you have a Rhino, you could put any Marine in there.
Yeah, so that's going to look silly.
Yeah, but we'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah, good question. Next one comes from Brian B. Do you think that the Chaos Gods would find One Mind Syndicate interesting? I don't think you guys even find One Mind Syndicate interesting. So the Chaos Gods, no. They know everything. That is if if we're not the chaos gods.
That's true. How do you know we know what we are, but you don't know what we know?
Exactly.
You are.
You don't. Next question.
This one is by Irador 1982. Hola mis hermanos de otra mamá. Assuming the Emperor would revive Malcador the Sigillite, would he step out of the throne room, and what do you think his welcome would be like? What would you want him to do?
I think it would be awesome if he stepped out. Well, he would be one of the most powerful psychers in all of the Imperium, because the Emperor is on the Golden Throne, and Magnus is obviously not even there.
Magnus is all like chaosified.
Yeah, so I think he would be one of the most powerful psychers and a leader of the Inquisition.
Definitely. I don't think he'll try and like be a diplomat or try to solve all the Imperium's problems. Like, his main course of action would probably be whatever the Emperor needs him to be, and I think right now would be like a agent of the Imperium, like almost like he'll take control of the Grey Knights, the Inquisition, and he'll lead like a secret battle against like the Warped Dissidents.
Yeah. It would be really cool if he came out in like a kill team type of box. Like the latest kill team box was the Inquisition versus like...
Oh, they've got another one after that.
Oh,
it's
really?
Chaos Beastmen against the Leagues of Voltan.
That's kind of cool. I would buy that.
I think that officially makes Chaos Beastmen in 40K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's big. But what would be really cool is if like so Malcador comes back and he creates a codex all on his own, where it's like the Inquisition and their like
The
retinues.
agents,
Well, like they used to have back in 7th. So don't include what is it, the Adeptus Custodes, the Sisters of Silence.
Yeah.
Inquisition only stuff. So like recruit mercenaries, maybe like demon hosts, like a whole like well, I mean, those would all be individual, like elite members, though, right?
Right. They would have to get some type of like troop choice, which I think they could just do like Astra Militarum stuff.
Yeah, or the Tempestus Scions.
There you go.
That'd be really cool, because that's what they're doing for Kill Team. But fingers crossed that I don't know. I would want a Primarch instead of Malcador, but you know.
I think that's pretty much the closest thing to a Primarch besides making a Primarch.
Yeah. Next one.
This one's by Mecha Phantom. Do you guys have any favorite novel or plot line that you wish could continue?
Eisenhorn was really fun. 3 books came out, I believe. I would read more.
Yeah, definitely the Eisenhorn is like far the most requested for like new people to jump into the 40K universe. Because it's not like, well, you got to start with the Horus Heresy and then read up to 40K. It's like, no, just give me a starting point. And this is probably the best one. And
you could read individual books. You don't have to read like the whole thing. Because you could read Xenos before... Well, I think you have to read Xenos. Well, like the one where like the demon host or whatever is already there. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the Sensei might be a plot line that I kind of want revisited. It's very old school and it's kind of retcon, but then it's kind of seeing a little bit of like inklings of it leak into current lore. So if you don't know, basically the Sensei are the children of the Emperor. Not children as in Primarchs, but actually like the Emperor had kids with mortal women throughout the millennia. Since he's been a perpetual, he's been here for a long, long time. You would only assume he'd be having some kids, you know, here and there. So these kids are essentially being sought out by the Inquisition, and if they are captured and, you know, ritually sacrificed, the Emperor would resurrect. So that'd be a pretty cool thing to kind of explore.
Yeah, and it also like would explore the ideas of different cults within the Adeptus Ministorum. Because like one thing about the religion of the Emperor is that like the Catholic Church, it went to like indigenous places and it would adopt the kind of culture and then call them saints. So that's where you get like the Virgen de Guadalupe or all the different like santos that exist in like different regions of Mexico, and I'm pretty sure in all of like South America. So the same thing happens in the Imperium. Like they go to Fenris, or no, well they'll go to like easy one is the Promethean cult.
There you go. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they go to what's Vulcan's main thing?
Like forging and stuff like that?
No, like the planet.
Oh, Nocturne.
Nocturne, yeah. So you go to Nocturne, and then like they're worshiping like that kind of stuff, and the Adeptus Ministorum adopts that into it. It's like no, it's the Emperor that you're worshiping. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what GW does. Next question comes from the big one. If I get drunk, how do I stop hot big booty chaos demons from taking advantage of me? You don't. You enjoy it.
Yeah, you got to blame it on the alcohol.
Which chaos big booty demon would you prefer dancing on you? Korn, Zinch, Nurgle, or Slanesh?
I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. You got to go with Slanesh.
Yeah. I think they would all look like Doja Cat. For some reason, that's like what a demonette looks like to me.
Like every Met Gala outfit she has on would be one of them.
Yeah. With the whiskers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would want Korn Chaos Demons to give me a lap dance. You know, I like pain a little bit. Play with my nipples. Next question.
This one is by Specta. I dreamt of the warp last month, and now I have sleep paralysis. Coincidence?
Yes.
Yeah. You just gotta force your brain to let your body move.
Yeah.
Or force it to let it sleep. 100%.
I've never had I remember one time I had sleep paralysis, but I felt like there was dogs like barking next to me. I didn't have demons, or I didn't have like that. What is it? The witch that stands at the end of your bed. Mm-hmm. Have you?
I have not, but I have like had that one like experience where it's like you can't move, but you feel like your cover's getting tugged.
Ooh, that's fucking scary. And then it's a mouse.
It is. That's a strong mouse.
Last question.
This one is by Stefan Morris. Who is it that always comes to save the Blood Angels? Because the Sanguinor can't be everywhere at all places at all times.
It is.
Yeah, you're right. That's the thing about the Sanguinor. Like, it's not an actual space marine. It's more like a warp amalgamation of the desires of space marines, or maybe it's even Sanguinius' spirit manifesting in real space to kind of save his children, his sons,
his boys.
Yeah.
And we're gonna find out when he comes back, because I have a feeling Sanguinius is gonna come in 10th edition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for listening and hanging out with us, and we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah. This has been the Sound Alchemist,
Gersh1,
and we are out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.